Hi, this is the PC Expert Amateur, and I'd like to take a look at one of those fans that gets sold without a brand, but it has a brand, and it's called Fanner. It's the F120. I also have an 80 millimeter fan from them. I don't know why it was sent to me, because as far as I know, I didn't order it. So let's take a look at the fan, which comes in black and white, and the price I paid has been increased by $10. Now this is admittedly very sturdy feeling. It's quite heavy. It's in fact heavier than they say it is by about 10 grams. It has a sleeved cable with PWM connector and 9 blades that look like they mean business. And there's even a little bit of sawtoothing here near the base. So I don't know why it's this heavy. I can't imagine that it's anything other than whatever is going on in this bearing assembly. I guess they got a sale on something that was heavy. All right, first of all, I want to test how many RPMs I can get out of this. It says 2200, so I'm going to use my Zalman, which investigates the RPMs and then sets it to the maximum. Interesting. It says to 2200 on here. However, it's only going to 2060. So looks like an oops there. Yeah. Not encouraging that it's not even going as fast as it should be. But, hey, what can I expect, right? Okay, let's see if it's quiet. It's not supposed to be particularly quiet, but maybe it's quieter than the Noctua NF-A12 by 25. Come on, don't be shy. Come on. Well, that was a bit of a delay. Okay, that's as slow as I can get it to go. It's kind of noisy. There's a weird kind of a friction sound I'm hearing. Can't tell if it's the bearing or something else. It does increase as I increase the speed, though. And get louder, too. Oh, wow. It's a low pitch, but quite loud. Okay, we're at 2,000 RPMs now, or 2060 approximately. I can say that the airflow is pretty straight. It's not coning much. It seems to be actually going to a point, which is interesting because most fans don't do that. Well, maybe not a point, but it's going inward instead of outward. Ever so little. Let's compare it to the Noctua now. And I can still hear that friction noise, plus the low pitched drone, which is, I don't think it'd be too bad case, but I can't decide which is louder. Because the Noctua has that high pitch, and it's just kind of blotting out the sound of the Fanner a bit. Yeah, so interesting. We may actually have another fan with a really good fan bearing. Let me try that again and see what happens here. Hold on. Okay, the fanner stopped, and the fanner actually has a pretty good fluid dynamic bearing. Not as good as the Noctua, but better than average, definitely. So that's interesting. I did not expect that from this fan. And in my previous video, in which this fan was part of the presentation of fans that had above 3 millimeters of water or static pressure, I had somehow gotten the wrong specs on it. So it doesn't go up to 5.9, it goes up to 3.7 with 78 CFM. So is this actually that strong? Now that's a really good question to ask. And if I had a manometer, I would be able to say yes or no right now, but manometers are in short supply. So let me just do the tried and true hand test. I don't think that's 3.79. That seems to be similar to the Noctua. Well, you know what? That's weird. That's really weird. So over here, the air doesn't really seem to be going outward in a cone, but over on this side, it is. That's bizarre. Okay, well, it's weird. Yeah. Okay, so it is a little bit conical. 3.79, I doubt it. 2 something, maybe, but not 3.79. But at least he has a good bearing, right? Right. So, can you do me a favor, please, and like, subscribe, and share? Help me build this channel, please. I'd really appreciate your help. Thank you very much. And let's take a look at the data now. Okay, so the Fanner Shenzhen Fanner Science and Technology Company Limited F120 version 1 magnetic levitation fan. I don't know where I found all that. It's not on the box. Oh, yes, it is on the box. Yeah, so it's a maglev fan, supposedly, which is weird because on the back it says it's a fluid dynamic bearing. So is it a maglev or a fluid dynamic bearing? Fanner, make up your mind. And white on white, and it's now like $18 now. I got it for $7.74. It has certifications from CE and ROHS, made in China, 120 by 25, 100,000 hours of life, 192 grams versus the 180 they claimed. Boy, I found several fans where they are way off on their measurements. 9 blades, 105 millimeters of distance between the mounting holes. Now keep in mind that Noctua has a minimum of 150,000 hours of life and a 6-year warranty, and is only 8 grams more than the Fanner. 600 to 2000, supposedly 2200 RPMs, versus the 450 to 2000 of the Noctua, which is actually over 2000. It actually goes closer to 21 something, 2170, I believe. And 10% variance for both of them. The minimum airflow is 55. The maximum is 78 versus the 102.1 of the Noctua. The minimum static pressure is 1.9 millimeters of water versus 3.7 for the with a maximum of 3.7 versus the 2.34 of the Noctua. And that 3.7 I think is exaggerated. Yeah. Noise goes from 18 to 32 decibels. Could be a little bit high, but it's hard to say. 32 centimeter long fan cable, no daisy chain, and it does have a sleeve. I don't know why I put a no. It's got a PWM connector and fluid dynamic bearing, or is it? Maybe it's actually a magnetic levitation bearing. We don't know. It's confusing. And 12 volts, 3 watts, 0.25 amps. It has no indicators for direction of flow and rotation, but it rotates in a clockwise manner. It comes with 4 screws, and that's the whole shebang.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Please like, subscribe, and share.